Top of the morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Measy Show. I'm your hostess with the mostest. Apparently, the final officer charged in the killing of George Floyd was sentenced. His name is Tu Tao, and you wouldn't believe the sentence, man. 57 months. Now, maybe he wasn't the one that killed George Floyd. Maybe he wasn't the one that had his knee on his neck and all this wrong treatment. But he was involved in the murder of George Floyd. Let me just state the facts, and then I'll just let you know my opinion. But first, go ahead and subscribe and comment and like this channel, okay? Post notifications, bro. So the prosecutors were actually seeking 51 months only, which is not enough, for Tu Tao, who was involved. But I guess, the prosecutors were seeking 51 months, but the judge felt that he wasn't remorseful enough and didn't take responsibility for his involvement in the murder, so they went ahead and gave him 57 months, as if 6 months is a big deal. 4 were involved. Derek Chauvin, he is actually the hands-on killer. He had his knee on George Floyd's neck. His punk ass got 22.5 years. Should have got 100. Thomas Lane, who was the second involved, he got 3 years. Alexander Quang got 3.5 years, and then the last one who I just mentioned was Tu Tao, got 4.75 years, aka 57 months. So I guess, excuse me, that Tu Tao basically just didn't take responsibility. He was just saying that he didn't want anybody to get hurt that day. And basically, according to news reports, his whole speech about it was not saying like, my bad, I was involved, I'll take what comes. No, that wasn't his speech. His speech was just something like along the lines of like, I just didn't want anybody to get hurt, and it wasn't me, blah, blah, blah. So, maybe you weren't the one that had your knee on his neck, right? But you were involved in this murder. So let's just turn the tables, right? Let's just turn the tables. Let's just say, for the sake of example, that 4 people, right? Let's just say, because in this head, this was, I would have to say it was pretty racially motivated, right? While one of these police actually did look like he may have been half black, but even if he was, he still has the mentality of these people. So let's just say, for the sake of example, that there's 4 black men, right? They snatch up a police, and let's just say they claim justified, because this is what these guys are doing. Let's say they snatch up a police who's getting too rough with somebody. They snatch him up, give him citizen's arrest, detain him, put the knee on his neck. The police is saying, let's just make the police, for the sake of example, the police is white, okay? Because a lot of time when these sentences happen, people, especially the judicial system, even if they don't admit it subconsciously, they deal with you according to your race. Let me say that again. Even if they don't know it, meaning subconsciously, they deal with you according to, like, they're gonna see, oh, black dude, okay, he probably gonna be selling drugs. You get what I'm saying? Imagine me. Let's say the police don't know nothing about me, right? Never heard me, see me. And then there's a black dude down the street, and a girl says, especially let's make it a white girl, says, oh, one of them 2 was pimping on me. Who the police gonna look at? Just be honest. You know what I'm saying? He might have, not had an ounce of ism in his body, but they still are gonna look at him because that's the way of law enforcement, bro. Let's just be honest. Okay, so anyway, so let's just say 4 people, black men, right? They detain a police who's, just for the sake of example, getting too rough with somebody. They put their knee on his neck, you know what I'm saying, kind of rough him up a little bit. He's saying he can't breathe, I can't breathe, blah, 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 right? They're just not really listening to him. and then the passageways to his neck where the air is going to go through eventually dies out, and he dies on the spot. Do you think that any one of those 4 black men who killed that white police officer would get 57 months in prison? No, of course not. You're not. And the fact that it took this long, you gotta remember, bro, George Floyd, bro, that was hella ago. That was a long time ago, bro. That was many years ago. And he just now is getting sentenced? Come on, man. This is the tactic of the court. They try to delay it out when they know it's not going to go the way that the public want it to go. So the guy that got 22 years, it was big news. And it wasn't even that long later, maybe like a year or whatever. I don't remember the exact amount of time, but it wasn't even that much further later, right? Then the situation happened. Big news, 22 years. What did he say? 22 and a half years for Derek Chauvin, right? 22 and a half years is big news, right? They want the media to see that, even though I feel that that's not enough. This was an aggravated murder, right? This is an aggravated murder. It's premeditated. So premeditated murder is different than murder. Murder, maybe in the heat of passion. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the way this dude said something. Matter of fact, feel me? Premeditated means you had something like 20 minutes or 15 minutes. I forget the exact amount of minutes that they had his knee on his neck, but you had all this time to take your knee off this man's neck and let him breathe. You get what I'm saying? Let this man breathe. All you gotta do is put some handcuffs on. If you so bad feel that he's doing something so illegally, put some handcuffs on him. Put him in the car. Like, what's the problem? You feel me? Like, you just want to go above and beyond, man. See, that's why people don't trust the police. This is why when people see the police, especially in these neighborhoods, you know, of culture, of minority or whatever, they don't trust them. They deal with them in a way like, I don't know about that. Like, why would I trust the police when they kill my family members, they rough me up, they pull me over unjustly without probable justification, or what's called reasonable articulation, suspicious, whatever the word is, basically, where they have the reasonable suspicion to search you or whatever. They don't do that. They'll just see you. I remember back in the day, right? I had a couple homies that lived in a different city. This is in Washington. I had a couple homies that lived in a different city than me, right? They live like north, right? And at a time I live in King County. They live like in like Snohomish County somewhere, right? Two of my homies, they were black, right? Now, they don't get me wrong, like they was kind of thugged out, like, you know, saying the streets or whatever. But at the end of the day, your rights are your rights, right? So as we're walking down the street, we're going to the 7-Eleven, right? And the police pulls up on us, right? And so the police says, "Hey, what y'all doing?" Automatically, bro, why are you stopping me? Like, we're going into 7-Eleven, you know what I'm saying? We probably were going to like Stale Candy Bar or whatever, but we hadn't did it yet, you feel me? That don't matter. So, you know, hey, what y'all doing? What have you know, you young, you don't really know you know what I'm saying? Like, we more scared than anything, like, oh man, it's the police, like, what's going on? We like, for real, you feel me? So we're like, what's going on? He's like, hey, what y'all doing? Anyway, so he came up. What you guys got any guns or anything? Lift up. You know, I guess in this area they feel like gun violence is on the rise or whatever. Go ahead and lift up your, lift your whatever. So I'm like, oh, all right, man. So we just all lift it up, and he's like, he's out of nowhere start like patting that, right? And I just wonder, right? Let's say those two friends of mine were white. Like, would that have happened? I doubt it. I highly doubt it, right? So why would I trust these? This is what needs to happen. This is what needs to happen. Because this subject is not no little subject. It's something that, like, I talk about a lot of silly stuff, play around a lot, talk about rappers and different people that, you know, maybe lighthearted topics. This isn't one of them, bro, right? Bismillah. This is something that needs to be solved in America. This is ridiculous. This is something that Like, why is this still going on the way that it's going on? You get what I'm saying? Why are black people only the small percentage of the population in America, maybe like 10%, right? But they're getting killed at higher numbers. You get what I'm saying? Why is like a great percent of the prison population black American men, particularly, right? Why? It's like a hell of a question. Like this, the plant. Let's be honest. When I tell you this is nobody can dispute this. The playing field has never been level for black men. It's never been level for black men. It's always, the cards have always been stacked against them. You get what I'm saying? Always. When since day one in this country, I understand Africans came here prior to Europeans, and that's not really refutable. So if anybody has something slick to say, just go do your research. But I'm talking about once Europeans had came here, from the first moment that a black man had stepped his foot on this soil of America, it has not been fair. The playing field has not been level. Let's just be real. You're snatched up from your, you know what I'm saying, maybe you did something wrong, or maybe you went to war with another tribe, whatever, you lost. You snatched up from your tribe or your whatever, you know what I'm saying, you put into some other place, you go to some castle, you know what I'm saying, some people that you never seen before in your life that are like, have this strange pigment to their skin that you never seen, like, what the hell, right? They because you gotta remember, not all these people are just from right there, Ghana, you know, this, I could go on for a long time about this, but, so be patient, but not all these people are from Ghana and Liberia, all these little slave port, nah, they from in the interior too. You know what I'm saying? They from, you know what I'm saying, probably Cameroon, probably, I mean, it could be anywhere. You get what I'm saying? So they snatch you up. You're going far away from your home. You're getting on a boat. Mind you, a lot of these people could be from the desert. They could be from all over. You ain't never been on a boat before, bro. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like in the river somewhere. Nah, this is the ocean. You get what I'm saying? If anybody's seen the movie Roots, when it was it, I think it was I forget what the African dude was, if it was Kunta Kinte or somebody else, but he was on the I think it was Kunta Kinte. He was on the boat. They're like, man, bro, let's, you know, and so they all chained, they all, you know, the women is here, they just throwing everybody down there, and then every now and then, occasionally, the people from Britain or whatever, whoever these people are, these European people, they go down there and they'll, she got a nice fat ass, they'll snatch up one of the girls, rape her in front of everybody, you feel me? And then, not to mention, okay, hold on, we're not even there. So, bam, so if you survive this, right? Because they don't care, really. They got so many, and there's this new ship coming all the time. If you survive this, right? Then as soon as you get there, you strip you naked, hose you off, put you on the auction block. You're chained up. You feel me? They're going to feed you nice. They're going to feed you real nice before they do. Try to buck you up a little bit. Put you on the auction block, right? Whatever the highest bidder, now that's property. Imagine this, right? Like, how fucked up could it be? So, you go to them. They're going to beat your ass. They're going to whip you. They're going to do this till you do what they say. You don't speak the language. I don't know nothing about what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no damn clue what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? I speak Ashanti. I speak Zulu. I speak yes, I mean whatever they speak in Mali and all. You know what I'm saying? A Mandinka or whatever. I don't know nothing about this, right? So it's never been fair. You feel me? So fast forward, right? Fast forward some generations. Maybe let's just say even 10 generations. You're a child of former slaves in America, right? This country was built off the blood, sweat, and tears of people with black ancestry, right? They don't give a damn. You know, somebody told me one time, they said, for some reason, I don't know why, white people always want to call black people lazy. But correct me if I'm wrong, they wasn't doing nothing but sitting on their ass while the black people built the country. So yeah, like, that's bullshit. Let's just be real. So look, anyway, so Bam. So that happens, right? Uh, you're still told what to do, right? Even fast forward past slavery. Look, let's just go past that. Look, we can keep going on all the way up until present day. Fast forward to slavery. Fast forward past slavery. They say, okay, tell you what. 1865 Proclamation of Emancipation. Slavery is illegal. Okay. Now they're like, well, damn. Like, we got to work for ourselves now. Like, we ain't got the money that we got before. You feel me? Now you don't know what to do. You get what I'm saying? That's why the South didn't want to. The South wanted that slavery because it was the South. You know how everybody looks at the South like they slow, and I personally don't, but that's the stereotype, whatever. They were metropolises before the North. You get what I'm saying? Like, they had all the money because they was exploiting everybody. You know. So anyway, so bam, slavery's illegal. Now, well, what do we do, right? These old racist people, they said, well, what do we do? What do we do? You know what I'm saying? So bam, what happens? I'll tell you what happens, okay? What happens is they say, all right, well, tell you what, we could just make slavery illegal by starting prisons. You know what I'm saying? You'll see a black dude in front of a store. Maybe he don't got nowhere to go or something. You know what I'm saying? Vagrancy, 20 years. You get what I'm saying? Whistling at a white lady, 25 years. And a lot of times that was even fabricated. You get what I'm saying? They just wanted to just put them, maybe there was a quota to be met. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a whole laundry list of shit that was not cool, that from the day one of this country, black men, black people, but especially black men, because this is supposed to be the foothold of the family, right? Have never had a level playing field in this country, right? Now, yes, there's a lot of successful black American people, right? A lot. And good for them. That's a salute to them that they made it through that matrix and figured a way. But don't think for a minute that when the police see them, that they exempt from all this shit. You get what I'm saying? It's never been fair for black Americans, and I hope that one day it will be. So, what's your name, little punk ass bitch? Tao, the bitch. Tao, the bitch that killed George Floyd, one of the bitches involved in the killing of George Floyd, sentenced to 4.75 years. So, I ask you, viewers, is that fair? The answer is no. Of course it's not. It's some bullshit, okay? And there's going to be, of course, you know, probably some left-wing activists, whatever, you know. Yeah, there's going to be some, you know, left-wing activists or whatever, and they're going to probably say, oh, well, he didn't. Well, shut your bitch ass up. How about that? Okay? Shut your bitch ass up, okay? Worry about what you worry about. This is something that needs to change. This is something that needs to change. You know, see, this is where these grassroots politicians come into play. I'll tell you what. This is where these politicians come into play, because they can go around and get signatures. If you get 100,000 signatures on something from 100,000 registered voters, they have to look at something on the ballot. So let's just say let's say mandatory minimum for unjustful killing of by, let's say, police or whatever, right? Mandatory minimums on that. So if you get 100,000 signatures from 100,000 registered voters, trust and believe they will look at something like this, because they need to be held to the highest standard, bro. You got everybody's safety in your hands, supposedly. You even though you don't care about you know, a lot of the communities. But anyway, man, this is where some activists need to get together and look at changing things, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of hearing about this, and I want to hear about justice. I don't want to hear about just us. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, if you haven't already, man, please subscribe, comment, and like. I could talk about this all day, but I don't want to hold everybody up. But anyway, man, I appreciate y'all watching. Salute. I'm out.